97.1 Amp Radio, home of commercial-free Mondays. Good morning. We're Edgar, Brian, and Chelsea. We got a special guest in studio right now. They have such an amazing story, and we can't wait to hear it. How they've come from Pittsburgh to moving to LA just a few years ago. Now they're writing music for J-Lo, Ariana Grande, Chris Brown.
No big deal.
Opening for Ariana Grande to 2 nights back-to-back, sold out at Staples Center. Ooh. Give it up for Social House, y'all.
Yes.
You know where I go when we're dancing. Handshakes in the Hamptons and getting drunk in the mansions with you.
Okay.
And you look so classic.
There it is.
So good.
Magic in the Hamptons featuring Lil Yachty, or as he says on that, little boat. Little boat.
That works too.
Welcome, Mikey and Scooty. Appreciate you guys being with us.
We appreciate being here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Congratulations on performing at Coachella. Thank you for swinging by our Amp Coachella house.
Yes.
That's where we first met you guys. And if it's cool with you, because I think your story transcends just music, and just people listening right now can be inspired by what you all have been able to accomplish. 3 to 4 years ago, you both are living in Pittsburgh. And if it's cool with you guys, I just kind of want to go like a timeline of how amazing this ride has been for y'all.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So did you guys know each other in Pittsburgh before moving to LA?
Well, the Pittsburgh music scene's kind of small, so we knew of each other, and like we met like once through like a mutual friend and stuff like that. So like we knew each other, but didn't like ever spend time with each other.
Did you know you wanted to work together when you guys met, or had you heard that you guys, or was it kind of a more of an organic thing once you guys did start working together?
It's actually kind of both, because when we first met each other, it was like our mutual friend was like, "Hey, you guys should work together. You guys should do this," and we were like,
We're like, yeah, all right, cool. I was like, yeah, he's dope. I don't know what I'm gonna do. He already has finished songs.
Tag on to this one.
So 3 to 4 years ago, you both moved to LA. How do you end up living together? And we'll take it from there.
Yeah, so I moved out first, and I met with a producer named Tommy Brown, and actually we played some music for him, and he was like, yo, I love your stuff. I know everybody. I've been out here for like 10 years. Let's team up. Let's work together. Let's stay together. Let's figure this out. Let's build a family. And so that's exactly what we did. And we literally started working. And then 6 months later, Scooty's supposed to come out for literally a weekend or something like that to work on somebody's album, and gets kidnapped by us.
You're like, you're not going home.
And Scooty, you were like, that's cool. I don't have to go back to Pittsburgh. I'll stay in LA.
well, no, I tried to leave and they wouldn't let me, and then,
No, this is dead
That's
serious.
incredible.
It's just like this is an admittance of guilt.
Have you ever apologized to Scooty for kidnapping him?
No, I'm never gonna do that.
I was gonna say,
I wouldn't expect
No, so he was headed up the driveway, and Tommy's like, hey, where you going? He's like, I have a flight. He's like, so? He's like, stay here. He's like, no, I teach. I work at a school. I teach kids. And can we bleep something out?
No, you
Fine,
be
go
yourself.
for it.
So literally, he's like, no, man, I work at a school. And Tommy's like, F them kids, bro. He's like, you gotta stay here. He was like, this is a big choice in your life, and you gotta. This is like a real dream that could happen. You gotta stay here.
You either take that leap now
Yeah.
or don't. That leap of faith.
yeah, he literally said this moment could change your life.
Scooty, so you just left your teaching job?
Well, I called.
I'm gonna need a substitute teacher for a little bit at a time, maybe a lot at a time.
They're like they played on like the school PA, literally Scooty's voice. Hey kids, my bad, I'm staying in LA.
That's awesome.
But now these kids are listening to your guys' #1 songs that you guys have been writing with Ariana. Thank You Next, 7 Rings, Dinero for J-Lo.
Wow.
Think about that, man. Just in the last 3 years or so.
I haven't really thought about the fact that they could listen to it right now and think that this can happen. It could happen.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And
Those
yeah,
same
it worked
kids.
out.
And we still keep in touch with them and everything.
Dude, your students are like, yo, man, that's the teacher that abandoned us.
Yeah. and now he's on tour with Ariana Grande. Like, what the heck?
That's just for Ariana. He was like, thank you next.
Yeah, exactly.
Kids. It's not even right, bro.
Oh, they're gonna hate us. No.
So, all right, man, if you're just tuning in, we're hanging out with Mikey and Scooty of Social House. They're amazing writers, as you can tell, writing for amazing people, but also doing their own music. Coming up next, I want to find out, how does that connection happen to be able to write with Ariana Grande these huge hits, and now on tour with her. Hang tight on 97.1 Amp Radio. 97.1 Amp Radio, home of commercial-free Mondays. We're Edgar, Brian, and Chelsea, along with our special guests today. We got Mikey and Scooty, known as Social House. Give it up, everybody.
What's up?
Great artists, but also amazing writers. Have written songs like Thank You Next, also Seven Rings for Ariana Grande, currently on tour with her. And we're catching up about their amazing story. Moved out to LA 3 to 4 years ago from Pittsburgh. Mikey says they legit kidnapped Scooty. They didn't let him leave the house when he moved out here. So let's jump forward. How does this happen in just 3 years and you guys connecting and writing with Ariana?
Well, actually, Ari was one of the first people we met coming out because Tommy Brown, the guy that was gracious enough to house us and give us these opportunities, introduced us as soon as we came, and we really met on a friend basis first.
Yeah.
And
What a welcome to LA, you know, to meet Ari, someone who's just killing it in the industry.
No, it was literally super chill. She just had just came off tour, and it was like I met her. She was literally knitting a hat or a scarf in the garage, Indian style, like sitting knees crossed, like in literally just talking about like women empowerment.
Oh my
gosh.
It
was like the most chill possibility of like meeting somebody, and I'm like, hey, what's up? And she's like, come sit down.
Yeah.
And we're just like hanging out, and then literally it's just from there it's all been cool. And then we did like Christmas songs and stuff, and it was like after that she was like, hey, you guys want to come make music with us?
But it's not only that
it was just like super chill.
It's not only that you like are just making music with her, but you made like her 2 biggest singles, Thank You Next and Seven Rings ever. Her big number ones. Like that's gotta feel so awesome on your end.
Yeah.
What was it like? Can you kind of like bring us back into the studio during those 2 moments, or maybe like especially like Thank You Next, because I feel like it was her most vulnerable song.
Definitely. Well, for us, definitely a moment of high anxiety.
Yeah, I believe it.
All right, so let's just paint this picture.
Okay, go for it,
Yeah,
Mikey.
please
Go
do.
for it.
Ariana is not like a decent artist. She's like pretty incredible and pretty high echelon, right? And so she's like
Mariah
hey,
Carey of our generation.
Yeah.
She brings us into the studio, and we're there, and she's like, hey, I need a smash I need a big song right now. Play it.
No pressure.
Like, you know what I mean? It's not like that. It's not like that. She's not like putting that kind of pressure. But for us, that's what we hear.
That's what you felt.
We're in the studio with you right now, and we have to play something like. And so we literally are like making like Seven Rings on the spot, like.
Yeah, like so.
Most high nervous.
Like they, so we were in the room. Everybody was in the room chilling, and Ari came up with the idea. She was like, "Yo, let's do something like Sound of Music, but like." Let's do something kind of like Sound of Music, and she started singing the melody, and they started writing it and everything.
Like the Breakfast at Tiffany's, that part?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so me and Mikey are just looking at each other like,
they already started the song. We already started the song. We don't have nothing yet.
Yeah, and they were like, well, we need some chords, we need something. Let's go. And so I don't actually like play. I piece stuff together, so it takes me a little bit longer, but it comes to the same product. But
literally the first thing the first thing he played was do. It literally
The
plays
beginning.
it immediately, and so literally right from there we take off, add everything. The songs are like basically done before we even leave the room. We're all like from lyrics and everything. Everybody's just going ham in the same room, just going crazy. And it turns out to be way less stressful than initially. But at first, you have such a you don't know what this is supposed to sound like at all, and you know you want everybody to like it.
Yeah.
And at the same time, you have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And that leap of faith. And Scooty, I mean, you left your students back at home in Pittsburgh. You were a teacher and you just didn't go back, bro. So you had to make this work.
Had to make it worth it.
How could you see those kids again if it didn't work, bro? Will you guys take me back? Dude, that is such an amazing experience. And I know you guys bring your laptops everywhere, and you're always creating music. So since you're so good at creating amazing hits, we want to challenge you guys.
Let's scale this down.
We're feeling that Ariana. You guys going to feel that Ariana pressure.
Because we want the best song that you've ever written right now.
Right now.
There it goes.
No, could you imagine if we actually played it right now and just was like Like we're like, no, I think I just made it while you were talking.
We're like, wow.
So we have a challenge for you guys to create a song this morning. We'll play a couple songs here. Maybe give you guys about 5 to 7 minutes.
Oh.
And then when we come back,
pressure's on.
when we come back, you guys think you'll have a song that's complete and ready to go?
We could at least have as part of a beat.
Okay.
Just be confident.
we'll
Just be
have-
confident.
no,
We
we got
got
it.
this.
We'll have
the whole
We'll have
joint.
something
the
impressive.
whole
Okay.
joint.
I feel.
All right, coming
I feel
up
it in my
next
soul.
with Social House. They're about to start creating a song and out of scratch, just from scratch.
Yeah, we'll
Straight
just,
up.
We'll just need a Juice WRLD
scratch.
feature or something.
I
So we
will
can
be your
freestyle the
Juice
whole
World.
song.
Hey, there it goes.
Hey, there we
Come
go.
on.
Chelsea used to sing.
Oh
So-
no! Don't
Oh,
do
no,
this.
pull
This is
up.
good.
Come on.
Pull up.
Coming up next, we'll get it going down on 97.1 Amp Radio. Yo, what a dope ass story.
That's so cool.
Where you
sure
going?
you do.
I got a flight to catch. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
F them kids.
No, he literally said that. He's like, bro, this is a big choice for you right now. You have to make a good choice. He was like, you could always go back there and work as a teacher.
Yeah. And ultimately, it helped them out too, cause I help a lot of them out now.
Yeah, that's awesome, bro.
Yeah, and hopefully they believe in themselves a little more now.
Mhm.
That they
Of
can try
course.
that. It's like it's crazy because getting like DMs from some of the students who went to the school that I thought completely forgot about me were like DMing me like, yo, it's super
That's awesome,
crazy.
Aw.
They started like putting hometown hero stuff in my high school and stuff like that, and like
That's cool.
I don't know, it's been crazy because it's like,
Because
yo,
I bet you
it-
guys
I'm
don't
ha-
even see yourselves that way yet.
Not
You
at
feel me?
all.
You're just like,
I'm just happy that we're like making
Sure.
somebody believe in themselves
Yeah.
because literally in where I'm from is kind of hard to really think you could
come out of that.
like make it for real. It's kind of tough, and so without giving out all the details about my life, but like it's kind of crazy, and so to see people from where I'm at or where I'm from like really be like, yo, big ups, bro, like that's a
Inspired.
big deal, you know what I mean? And so it's kind of I don't know. I'm glad he stayed because I wouldn't be here. And so it's crazy like how we started working together too, because literally from the time he got to LA and the time I got to LA, we literally were like studio rats, like literally 18 hours a day, smelling crazy after like 2 weeks. You know what I mean? They're just working all day and you're not even thinking about nothing but just making it happen. And so like after thousands and thousands of songs,
But it has to
seeing
do.
like some of it come to fruition is so crazy.
But I think that work ethic definitely comes from, your upbringing, bro, and like what you guys have seen, what you guys have been through, to be like, we got to take advantage of this,
yeah,
and we got to grind more than anybody else.
yeah, it's
So that's what's dope, that you're representing your hometown, you're representing Pittsburgh that way, the people of Pittsburgh.
It's crazy because I remember I would always talk to my sister, and my sister passed away in June.
Sorry to hear,
But,
man.
she's like a huge inspiration for me in general. She was the first person who told me I was terrible. She told me I was terrible and I should never do this. And literally I was trying to prove her wrong. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make you a fan. And like that was like a goal of mine. I was like, I'm gonna show you that this is possible and I could even make you like. And she like all last year was biggest fan. Would tell all her friends about me, everything. And so like it's like I don't know. I'm just trying to make her proud in a way. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so it's
great.
kind of cool because like if I can convert my sister, who was the toughest critic on me,
And the realist
then
with
I
you.
can convert somebody who don't believe in themselves. I could convert somebody who like really just need a little push. You know what I'm saying?
And the fact that when she saw that you were doing great things, she acknowledged it, and then became your number one supporter.
Yep.
And what a blessing that she was able to see this
Yeah.
come to fruition, man.
And literally like and as tough as it was, she passed away like a day after Magic in the Hamptons came out.
Oh, wow.
But she got to hear it, and she got to see it, and she got to like, I don't know. So
See the
that
final
was
product.
pretty crazy,
Yeah.
for real.
Man, what was her name?
It was Robin, but I called her Bluebird my whole life
Bluebird.
because her
Blessings,
name was
man.
Robin. I'm her big brother. I'm gonna call her something different. You know what I mean? But and funny enough, that's part of our single "Haunt You."
Yeah.
Literally, it's a 3-part reason for that song, and that's one of the reasons is like my sister. And I guess if we want to talk about the song a little later,
course.
we'll save it.
No, we will.
We'll tell
Yeah.
you the story about it. But
Definitely.
Yeah.
so
Well,
it's
let's talk
really
about it now. Well,
Okay.
they're putting that
Yeah.
together.
okay, so the single, our next single is called "Haunt You," and it's there's 3 parts to it actually. The first is about a relationship there was a girl that I was heavily like falling for, crazy, and at the same time I was questioning myself if I could love her correctly, because you always want to make sure that you're what a person needs as well as like what they want. And so like it was like I was questioning myself, could I be everything that you need? Could I be what you want? Because this is something beautiful, but like how could I measure up to like what you've had or what you've been through? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can I be value to you? How can I shed light to you in your life? And so like, it was like this question of like, how can I love you? But I love you. And it's like this beautiful, something beautiful that haunts me. It's like these thoughts of like being good enough, or only because you love somebody and you want them to have the best.
And this is very cowardly of I think a lot of guys do this, man, especially when, we're younger and whatnot, in the sense of like, classic, hey, you're amazing, but you deserve somebody better than me.
Ugh, I hate that.
So I'm going to go ahead and bounce now.
No.
When you're in a relationship with an amazing girl, because you feel like, I can't, she truly deserves better, and I can't give that to her right now.
Exactly. And so it's like, so that tussle between like, I'm fully committed, but like, dang, I want to be better committed, or like, you know what I'm saying, in general. So there's that. And then there's the aspect of my sister, because after she passed, I want my sister back. I'm like, give me my sister, bro. Like, God, nah, you made a mistake. Give me my people back. And so like it was this realization of, how can I measure up to the heights you've been to? Like, you've seen God, you've felt heaven. What am I supposed to offer you? I'm supposed to ask for you back. I'm supposed to say you're supposed to spend time with me. You're supposed to call me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got all, like, you're better. Like, bro, I have to chill. And it's like, it's something beautiful, but it haunts me because you want your loved one back. You want those times, anything, literally anything you want. And so it's like taking that and kind of like capsulating it in a positive way.
Wow.
Just saying it's something beautiful that haunts me. It's literally something beautiful. It's like,
and also that same thing that haunts you almost motivates you to be better.
Exactly.
Right?
And is it okay if I tell your part of it? All right. And so, and the third point of the song is in probably one of the most beautiful and most heavy is Scootie's father is diagnosed with ALS about a year ago. And so
sorry to hear.
When thinking of a relationship with your parent, as at the early stages of your life, they're very authority figure, very authoritative or whatever, and like then at one point you kind of transition into like this beautiful friendship with your parents, as like you start to understand them and you start to see this whole flower blossom from your life. Yeah, and you're like, wow, this person is incredible. And so Scootie's having that moment where his dad is becoming like his good friend, and so it's at the time where he's also in a way watching him wither, and I don't mean to choose that word, but like that's why we put the album on the album art. There's a rose petals that are withering, and there's also a bluebird, because
signifying Scootie's father and your sister.
It's like this beautiful thing where he's getting so much and learning so much, and it's something so beautiful, but it's also like bittersweet because it's a time limit on it. It's like the sand. It's like going down a little bit, and so, but it's this but it's all like laced with love and overcome with like this beautiful, like there's something here that's hopeful. It's and beautiful. I don't know. So like that's the single haunt you, and I know that's a long explanation, but it's like kind of highly important to us.
Of course,
it is.
Like, it's great
because and what's beautiful about music is that it can mean something to every different person depending on what they're going through.
Yeah,
but it's also cool to hear the origin of what it means to you guys. So thank you for being so vulnerable and open about it.
Yeah, thank you. And we with this whole EP, we kind of wanted to pull a veil off and kind of really talk about real emotions that maybe people have felt that really still feel. The EP is actually themed off of the cycle of a relationship in reverse. And so the EP starts with the album starts with a breakup, and then it progresses back to like the lovey-dovey intro where you know what I mean, where you first fall in love, and literally it's like
the honeymoon stage.
And it kind of makes you think what happened, and kind of makes you very introspective about it and stuff like that. And so we kind of wanted to tell parts of the story that was literally going on with us, because after we did like 7 Rings and Thank You Next and stuff like that, Tony was like, Tony and Tommy were like, hey, you guys did great on those songs. You guys want to like make a song for you?
Make your own EP.
Can you please make a song? And so we were supposed to go make like 1 or 2 songs. Ended up doing 14.
Wow.
Yes.
In like 10 days, and literally tried to tell a story. And so like his exact emotions he was feeling, like as well as the vibe. He was like, I want to make some chill music that's easy listening that we could just put on repeat for hours, you know, some real chill vibes. I was like, bro, I want an 808. I want to I want to move around. I want
something that slaps.
I'm mad right now, bro. We ain't talking. I'm mad. You know what I mean? And so literally we tried to bring a lot of energy, as well as like a very comfort music in a way. And so the EP is like kind of a story that hopefully is energetic and chill at the same time. I don't know.
dope.
And so hopefully everybody relates to all the parts, because there's fights, there's sex songs, there's like the lovey-dovey stuff. There's a lot of stuff in here.
I appreciate you breaking down
awesome.
that EP that way, man. Scooty, you're back.
Yeah, I'm back.
All right, man. So how do you guys want to work out this song?
So this is what you guys. This is like a snapshot into what you guys do all day.
Yeah.
You're just back and forth,
Hey, man,
making
you
music.
change
I
whatever
love
you
it.
want.
So cool. I know.
Like whatever. Like just remember, when you create something, I'm gonna change something too. If you change it. There it is.
Ooh.
Yeah. Test 1 2. You're laying down the track. That's the beat they just created. Social house.
All right. The third one.
Yeah.
I love seeing this. This is cool.
It's like watching 2 chefs going to work and the recipe right now and how they cook.
What if we kept this one here?
I like don't want to interrupt them.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, it's hard. That's cool. I'm gonna do something weird. All right, can you sing like a straight note for me? Just
Okay, what
like,
do you want me to say?
You got this,
There's a lot of
Chelsea.
pressure.
Chelsea, remember you sang in the
Oh,
choir
yeah, I know.
at your
It's been-
school.
It's been a while.
Now, you never had any solos because they always surrounded you by other singers for some
Sure,
reason.
yep.
But still, you got this.
All you have
Okay.
to do is just hold a note for like 10 seconds.
Okay.
All right, just one note. Tell
Wait,
me-
just one note, and, are you gonna give me a note?
Just a note.
just
And-
like
Okay.
or whatever. Tell me when.
Okay.
All right.
All right. That's gonna sound crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
I know what you. I think
In a
I-
good
I-
way? In a
I-
good? Is that a
no,
good crazy
no,
or
I
a bad
think-
crazy?
No. It's gonna sound good. I think I know what he's about to do.
Yo, you got to clarify, Mikey, because today we had a topic
Yeah.
asking, can you beat Chelsea's crazy in
Yeah.
the relationship
Oh.
she's
Got
in
a
right
little
now?
bit crazy.
Oh,
Well, I'm
what's
not in a
hold on,
relationship. Let's not jump to
Can we
conclusions
talk-
there.
No. Can
That
we
gives
talk
me
about that? Can we talk
anxiety.
about it? Can we talk about it? That's way too interesting. What? You're crazy in a relationship?
No, so it was just one moment where
happened?
I basically.
One
Oh
moment.
man.
Where's the
It's like
tea?
not the introduction to the story you want to tell someone.
No,
but
I'm in here.
No, so basically I've been kind of seeing this guy for a few weeks.
All right.
And
3
he,
since Coachella.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right.
And he kind of, there was like a change in text patterns. It sounds so crazy when I say it out loud.
Oh.
And I jumped to the conclusion that, and he had like a big night out the night before, and I hadn't heard from him all day. We had plans. And, you know, I called him, 2 hours later, text him, 2 hours later, again, text him, don't hear from him, which is unlike him. And then finally he texts back saying, hey, napping, I'll call you later. And I was like, that's weird. But in my head, just because of like past things, I'm like, he's totally with a girl right now. Like he totally hooked up with some girl last night. Like he had a late night out. He was out till like 6:30 a.m. He totally is hooking up with a girl right now. So I just in my head, in my gut, I'm like, it's over. I'm done. This is like, he's totally.
Side note, it's been 3 weeks and they're not exclusive.
No, and it's not like I was mad, but I was just like, I wanted to know. And so I asked him straight up. I was just like,
What did he say?
he said no.
What do you think he said, Mikey? Come on,
Well, you know,
He's like, yeah, you're right. Actually,
there's
it
a
was.
huge part of me that wanted to hear you just be like, he was like, yeah. Like,
Okay.
there's something to be said with honesty. That's like, yeah,
Yeah.
bitches.
But we ain't exclusive, so
Yeah, but like, I thought you didn't. I don't know. You want
you were
some-
doing the same.
I thought we had an agreement.
I mean, we did meet at Coachella.
I mean,
Yeah, well, did you meet in the tent? Woo! I'm sorry, wrong.
Where
oh,
we at?
whoa.
That's
Oh
That's
my
Chelsea right
gosh. It's a choir of
It's
my
a choir
me.
of you.
Yeah.
You know what? Okay.
That's Chelsea's voice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Chelsea, you sound so angelic and church.
Isn't that
like.
crazy?
This is awesome.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
just straight up you. Listen to the
So
Listen
heavenly.
to
Took you guys to
angelic-
church.
listen to the angelic sounds.
Can we play this in Rosarito? Then
So
we good.
all right. So when did you have this conversation with him?
Oh, so okay, it was this weekend,
We
guys.
gotta- yeah,
it
we
was this
gotta jump back
weekend,
in
okay?
here.
But
All
here's
right.
the thing: I felt empowered because usually in past relationships, are like you'd kind of just be passive aggressive, or you wouldn't like address it. And I was just like, I don't care if you think if like this is my crazy, I'm gonna ask you about it, and he handled it really well.
That's cool.
We like talked it out for a couple
That's
days.
fine. And-
I like didn't get, like I didn't believe him at first. Still, even after he said no, I was like,
I mean,
BS.
it sounds fair, but like, yo, low key, I'm gonna be honest with you. The other day, I went to sleep at like 9:30 and literally woke up at 9:30.
12 hours.
So you were just
Yeah, I slept for 12 straight hours,
Sounds amazing.
and I apparently ignored text. I had my laptop open and stuff like that, and so my laptop will read the text, and it won't go off on my phone because my laptop's already open. And literally, I was the scenario that you would never believe.
yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
That's not very
It's
common
not.
from you.
And
Coming
it's,
from you.
no,
Yeah.
and I don't ever sleep with my laptop open, and I
Yeah.
never sleep at 9:30.
Facts.
Literally, I was the
Usually
lie
you're working
that you-
9:30 p.m. to 9:30 a.m.
Exactly. I was literally the lie, and I was like, I know this is impossible to believe. I'm glad I'm not in. I literally woke up, and
You're
the
glad-
first thing
you're
I
glad
thought
you're
was,
not
I was
dating
like,
me.
I'm glad I'm not dating somebody because they for sure wouldn't believe me today.
Totally.
Yeah.
Today, I would have been with some other chick, according to that.
Yeah, I would have been for sure, like having the most long night ever. I was gonna go really explicit, but
Yeah, you know
I
what
know
it's
what you're
cool.
saying.
We good.
I reeled it way back. I was like, yeah, I have a interesting evening. I was like, we're not in my house. Make sure you do not say what you're thinking.
Caught yourself, man. Talk to yourself.
Absolutely.
Your mind, your inner voice.
Channel strip settings.
All right, so huge nerd. I'm a huge nerd, and literally I make sounds and like presets and make stuff so we can make songs easier.
Right.
And I don't have any of them on my computer anymore. I don't know where they went.
Get
I
out of
literally
here, bro.
made hundreds of presets and
That's
stuff
ridiculous.
for different.
So angry. Oh, shoot.
How are you functioning?
And so literally everything I've done recently has had nothing on it but like bare minimum me just making stuff for no reason. I didn't look for them. Like they're in my
They're
laptop
somewhere.
somewhere.
I don't
like
even remember
it's-
how we made half of those.
No, not at
So-
all. And so that's why I
Good
didn't
luck.
even search for them.
Oh no.
Like
Tony's like,
all right.
"What?"
So literally, all right. So all right. The craziest thing is in the producer world, there's like so many unwritten rules, and most producers will not share their juice, like their like their key secrets and stuff like that. But we happen to be very close with a lot of generous producers as well, and so they'll give us a little secret. They'll tell us about an EQ. They'll tell us about some stuff that's like
Right.
real hard. And so, one of the presets we use that changed our life is from one of our friends, Frank's. And literally, it's like this EQ and it's like this filter, and it makes the sound change, so it pitches up everything, and it sounds like there's somebody else singing. It's like this crazy thing. You could literally put in, like, if I wanted to, I could put in a regular song, and it won't sound like that song, and it'll sound like a brand new song. It's like that crazy. And I'll be like, and it makes you want to like steal the song and be like, oh, it doesn't sound like your song, but
Not at all.
that's not fair.
And then
so we stopped.
a couple of years later, we'll be like, yeah, remember that one song, Social Housemates? So now they're being sued.
Yeah. And so we're like, yeah, let's not do this, but literally we had a bunch of stuff like that, and it was just like these cool sounds.
But
that
like,
just-
even if you just take chords that you play, like what I play with your voice, if I took that and put that into the sample flip, it literally like it's a series of different EQs and reverbs and sound pitches and stuff like that, and it literally flips it so it sounds like a side chain, just like
That's wild.
That's cool.
I'm sure we're missing like a really good financial opportunity by not monetizing that exact plugin. We should probably work with him on that.
Facts. You should guys create patent that.
We should
We're
work.
all in on it now.
We're all plugged.
We're all here, so promise in.
All right, so here we go. Were you guys ready for the song? How are we gonna do this?
I don't know. I actually have no clue what we were gonna do here. This is like
I didn't know that you were missing these the strips because I was about to go crazy.
But I do have a cool 808. If you want.
All right, and then we'll just create a song on the fly.
Yeah, let's do
Yeah.
it.
If you guys are cool with it,
Let's go.
and then we'll wrap it up.
Yeah.
I have like some sound.
Do you guys ever fight when you're working on stuff? No.
It's
You
not
guys seem
worth
you
it,
both
huh?
seem so chill too. So
Yeah.
that's what I was curious.
I'm not talented enough to fight with people. No, I've been talking about relationships a lot, and one of the things I really feel you have to do is you have to figure out a way to be open with your brokenness
Yeah.
and feel safe talking about the things that you fear. Because at the end of the day, like, you have to love somebody like you've never been hurt, and you have to give them the opportunity to, like, almost to hurt you.
Yeah.
Like, you have to give them a trust that's, like, extraordinarily hard to find. Like, usually when you're, like, in, like, middle school or something like that, or high school, you be going through some, and you let it go because you love this person and you forgive them, and you're like, you know what? I can't believe you did this. And there'd be some wild that happened. You'd be like, I can't believe I forgave them for that.
Right.
But let somebody not text you back in 12 minutes when you right now, and you go crazy. But the thing is, you have to pull back the layers and add a couple layers of forgiveness and openness for them to be themselves and stuff like that. And so, like, I actually am happy that you brought up that type of stuff, because like, low key, if you think you're getting cheated on and you don't want to be cheated on, you should probably talk about
Yeah,
it.
of course.
You know what
No,
I'm saying? If
seriously,
you think
though,
like,
it's
if you
true.
think like, hey, homie, I feel like you and I might not have the same agreement
Let's talk about
on
it.
what we about to do.
But I think
you know
that's
what I'm saying? I don't want you fucking everybody.
But
I want
Yeah,
to
you're
fuck
on,
you, and that's it.
you're on a different BPM.
You know what I'm saying?
dog.
Like,
Our
you gotta-
BPMs aren't.
I think that's the thing though too. Being a female, being a woman, it's like you're afraid to sound crazy. I'm afraid that if I question you, I'm gonna sound crazy. But at the end of the day, it's like, no, this is how I feel. I'm gonna address it, and
Yeah.
like, you know, I think it's also a learning lesson on my part of like, oh yeah, I know why I'm going through this because of A, B, and C, other relationships I've been in.
Exactly.
But-
And then you have a healthy way to work it
Yeah.
out too. And I fully believe that you, as like your most like real, transparent, like you, like the corny you that you be thinking like nobody might like, is the person that whoever you're supposed to be with wants. Like, bro, you're
Exactly.
supposed
It's
to be.
desiring.
You're supposed
Yeah.
to be like if you're like clingy or like lovey-dovey, you like to lean on somebody's shoulder and shit. Like, do
They'll
that
appreciate
shit,
that,
because
right?
whoever's supposed to be with you is gonna be like, I've waited my whole life for somebody to love me like this.
For somebody
you know,
that-
or
And I
whatever.
hope they use that voice too.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, all the lovey-dovey warmth and stuff. You know,
Just
if
so
you
you do.
if you're like cold and you don't like to show affection, I promise you, there's somebody who's
Yeah.
just as busy
You
as
do
you are
you.
and do not give a fuck about affection. They be like, I don't need a hug. I'm cool. You know
I
what I'm
don't
saying?
need you to text me.
Exactly. I don't
Yeah.
need a text because I'm busy. You know what I'm saying? Find that person.
Yeah.
There it is.
so
Damn,
like,
yo,
I'm
Social
like,
House.
yo. So I'm proud of you. Be crazy,
Thanks.
bro. Do your shit.
Thanks.
I'm not telling you you're crazy, but I'm saying if you do that shit.
Like, if you're gonna do
You're
it,
crazy.
do it right.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Be like the
Okay.
craziest
Thanks, guys.
of crazies.
Cool.
Yo, true life. There was this girl I was at a party with, right?
This turned into
And-
therapy.
I
yo.
know.
And no. She all the way pushed a girl that was like looking at me, and that
What'd you
I
do?
was hype. I was like, ooh, push that. I was like, push her. Push her. Get that bitch out of here.
But at the same time, like that's in your mind, right?
but
at
the
the same
thing-
time, we're trying to like hold her back, like, nah, babe,
No,
chill,
but
chill.
somebody might think that was crazy.
No, chill.
I was like, chill, don't do that.
Come here.
No, but like, you know what I'm saying? Some people might think that's crazy, but I liked it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, punch her in the throat. Get that.
Show me you love me.
All right,
I'm
yeah.
sorry. I have issues. I have tremendous issues, bro.
Man. Remember, it's about being completely transparent,
Yep.
bro.
Okay,
That's
exactly.
what it's about.
Exactly. Move. Ooh, this is hard for real.
Right, that's the power of having the strips. You need
See,
to get them
I need
things.
to, I need
Bro,
to,
get
I need to
'em.
make my.
Wow.
We need Big Sean on this.
Let's get it.
It feels good, right?
There it is.
Can you guys freestyle a little too?
I'm not. Nope.
Nada.
Something maybe like
We'll
nice 97.1 Amp Radio, Amp
wild.
Morning Show.
97.1.
Here we go.
Hey,
97.1.
7-1. About to have some fun. Hey.
97.1. About to have some fun.
Hey.
Yeah. 97.1. About to have some fun.
What?
Pull up in the morning. Pull up in the morning. Pull up in the morning. Give you what you want.
Yes! Okay.
Pull up in the morning. Give you what you want. 97.1. Give you another one. Pull up in the morning. Give you what you want. 97.1. About to have some fun. Pull up in the morning. Give you what you want.
Yes.
Hey, that's hard.
That's good.
Oh, yeah. Here, I'm gonna
Ooh, the first one's free. The rest of y'all gotta pay for it.
That's all y'all get.
It's
Damn.
so good.
It's like first month free, then you
I
start
know.
paying for the app, yeah?
No, but for real, would y'all be down if we made this beat like for y'all for real?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
And like just sent y'all a little, because
It'd be an
actually I
honor.
like that idea.
We'll send you some keywords.
All right.
Is that cool? But I
Yeah.
liked what you guys had.
Yeah,
That
no,
was
for
dope.
real, that'd be hard.
Okay.
'Cause
Yeah,
I
we'll
kind
do
of
that.
like this.
Yo, appreciate Social House coming through. Make sure you check them out at the LA Forum tonight, May 10th, going into Mother's Day weekend. Appreciate you guys coming
Hey,
through.
thanks for having us, for real.
Thank you for making such dope music, producing, all the above, my man. I
And the
appreciate
best
you guys
energy
opening up.
ever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and giving such good vibes out here.
Hey.
Thank you, fellas.